Okay, here we go.
Hey, Roaring! Hey, Roaring! Hey, hey, Roaring! Je hoort een tulf in Tom's penis.
Garbage! 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 Garbage!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's SEN Live, the Schmodown Entertainment Network. I'm Kristian Harloff, and you are you. And I'm glad that you're you. What a show we have today. Paul Walter Hauser, great actor, big personality. Not only is he going to be talking about Cobra Kai, I'm going to ask him about a great many things. Big wrestling fan. May not talk about Richard Jewell and working with Clint Eastwood and a couple other things. But joining me on the show today, the one and only Brett Sheridan is here. Hello, Brett.
Hey!
What's up, buddy?
I burnt my mouth on my tea already.
Oh, that's what you do, Brett? Ben Goddard, running around the gym.
How we doing?
The great RB3.
How you
Winston
doing?
Marshall. Winston Marshall. And joining me today on the table, interviewing Paul, my interviewing partner in crime, Roxy Striar. Hello, Roxy. Oh, you're muted. So good. You're muted.
Why does it do that now? Why does it do that?
I don't know. Why doesn't it do that?
I was just saying, it's a whole fucking thing. But I am such a massive super fan of this guy, Kristian. Like, when you called me yesterday, I almost passed out. Like, I'm so excited to talk to him.
It's such
so
a
excited.
strange and fun way the internet works, you know, because I had posted this thing out a while ago when we had the trailer for the Schmodown, and I said, look, just tag somebody on this thing that you think will enjoy it. And somebody tagged him, and he started following me, started following the show, and so I started kind of going back and forth with him. He's been very, very generous with his time and things and predictions that he's made about the show in the past, and then he got very involved with the Smith and Jericho match. He made a video for us. But besides being a great actor, besides being a very funny dude, a wrestling fan, he's a movie fanatic. Not only is he
obsessed.
Yes, and you better bet your ass I'm going to ask him if he's going to compete.
And you better bet your ass I'm going to ask him if he needs a manager. This is how I slide in the DMs. This is what she does.
I know.
Yeah, and it was crazy because I was also listening to him. He was on Justin Long's podcast, Life is Short. And just randomly I'm listening to it, and he was like, yeah, just so you know, I'm a massive AEW fan. Like, I am so obsessed with Chris Jericho. And he just was going on and on about Chris Jericho. And I was like, there we go, baby. Yep. That's the end.
So true.
He knows Chris Jericho, this girl.
He's done so much. I mean, it's so funny. Like, you look at the stuff that he's done as far as like movies go, and it's like, it's not like hundreds of movies, but the movies that he's done are incredible. You know, he's
so good. Black Klansman, I, Tonya.
That was the one. I, Tonya was the one I think that he like stuck out in that one because he was so good in that movie. He was in because he did something very special in that movie where that character, a real life character who was that dumb, could have been taken as like, this is just a Saturday Night Live character and it's not really doesn't play real. He played it in this goofy way that I believed 100% that he was a real person, and that's what he has the ability to do. Yeah, he was in Super Troopers 2, Black Klansman.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that's where the movie for me that I kind of always think of him from. Like, he played like that super like racist dude, but then you see him in other movies and he's like a really like chill guy. But it's just funny that like he kind of has like that like kind of goofy, like almost comedically dumb kind of character trait in that movie. But it's still like, but you still find yourself like, I don't know, empathizing with his character like throughout all of his movies. So that's what I really enjoy about him.
He does, and that continued on the relationship with the Five Bloods, obviously with Spike Lee, and then he's going to be in Cruella, which is that it's a Disney Plus, I believe. Is it a straight on feature film or is it going straight to Disney Plus?
Does anybody know right now what their intention is?
Yeah, I feel like like Artemis Fowl was supposed to be straight up feature, but that went Disney Plus, and Mulan was too.
Well, we'll have to ask him. But he's also done so much in TV, Key and Peele, Night Shift. obviously Cobra Kai, which we'll be talking to him about.
What sketch? Do you
He was in like 2 episodes, but he still was he still was he was in it, and he was also.
He does amazing impressions. He's like a wild impressionist too, so probably something along those lines.
But the one everybody keeps tweeting me about that I've never seen, and I don't know, Roxy, you're the TV expert. Maybe you've watched, is Kingdom.
No, I never saw Kingdom either. I never.
$20. Is this thing on?
Yes,
it is. Thank you, Zach.
Thank you. Well, speaking of which, up until we get Paul on the show, as you guys have been doing over the last couple months here, thank you so much. After you guys have been doing for the last couple months, is the donations are the reason why we're able to keep bringing back the crew each and every day, and we've been doing it because you've been extremely generous. The Schmobot is on and has been able to be on for the last couple months because RB3 was the one that figured it out and how to do it. So please go on over to streamlabs.com/the Schmodown. Bombard us with the Schmobots until 11 o'clock, because at 11 o'clock it's going to be shut down until Paul leaves us. So just know that kind of going into it. And yes,
okay, yeah, no, I'm a huge fan of Paul because I know what sketch he's in. Did you ever see the insult comic sketch?
Dick_Pants donated $20. Hey everyone. Amazing match on Friday between Jericho and Smith. Roxy, tough loss, but you did great managing Jericho. Kristian, how hard did you have to hold it in during Kevin Smith's 5-pointer? Also rest in peace Chadwick Boseman. Wakanda forever.
Rest in peace to the king, for sure. As far as that question goes, with question number 5, it was just the perfect question for him.
It was unreal.
It was so perfect.
It wasn't planned.
Yeah.
No, I mean, look, there were choices. When inside the document, there are choices. They're all the same level of difficulty in the 5-pointers, right? But the one that was chosen was like, okay, well, that's added. You can ask that one or that one. Which one are you going to ask? Ask that one. Yeah. That's the one. They're both equal level. Do it, because in my head, I'm looking at it and I'm saying, all right, well, if he hits this, then he's going to have to thank Bruce Willis for the win, and if he misses it, he's going to have to further on.
I think it's going to make the best fucking cutaway ever.
When he put his hand in his face, and I love this comment about what he said when he's like the same way that Christopher Plummer replaced Kevin Spacey, he's replaced Bruce Willis with James Gandolfini. It was amazing. Really amazing.
I wish that like PJ had made every 5-pointer like sci-fi, 90s, 80s, horror, comedy, like all the answers were Bruce Willis, like regardless of what the question was.
Yeah. It was really good. But it's Roxy, jumping back to Kingdom, by the way. When we had Frank Grillo on the show, he talked about that show briefly because Frank Grillo is in that show. It's a show I always wanted to watch, but I never had a chance to. And what everybody says, it doesn't surprise me. Anything that he's in, Paul, he just elevates it, and he's just blasted onto the scene over the last like 3 or 4 years. So I'm very excited to talk about him when he comes in. So make sure, guys, you once again go to streamlabs.com/schmo, and you already put in a bunch of schmobots. Please continue to do so. And before we move on to our movie news, because we do have a bunch, what I wanted to tell you was that we have a lot of patrons on SEN Live, and I'd like to give a shout out to a few.
Woo! Yeah.
Yes. The
I want to give one. Okay.
Well, in a moment. The first one is Michael Rhett Dingus, obviously, and who goes by Rhett. He was in our workshop tier from the beginning, which is our big, you can work with all these Schmodown stars every month, and they can help you. He's been participating in in the other leagues, and he's been really working hard to do it. He's worked with Roca, he's worked with Andraco, he's worked with all these people to keep getting better and better. And he's been at the beginning, and he made it all the way to the championship match in one of the other leagues. So I just wanted to give him a shout out for all the support and the success. And honestly, I just wanted to let you guys know that the workshops obviously are working out, because Michael took his knowledge from everything that he had from working with Clark Wolf, from working with Roca and Andraco and Smets, and he took that all the way and he took it to a championship match in one of the other leagues. So go ahead and give a big shout out to Rhett. So thank you. And the other patron I want to give a shout out to is to Scotty St Clair. He's a patron of SEN, but his name was missing from the credits that we put in the bottom of the show for a little bit. So after talking with him, he just said, "Listen, just acknowledge that I'm one of the guys that supports you." And I said, "You know what? I'm going to do it on the show." So Scotty St Clair, he's the man, and I really, really appreciate that. you are a longtime supporter of the show, and we thank you. Because I know we didn't necessarily have to let you know that we forgot him in the credits, but I wanted to, because we had to let you know that that when you guys put that support in there, we said, well, what can we do for J. Scotty? I said, you know what we can do? Let's give him a shout out on the show and say thank you, J. Scotty. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much for our wonderful patrons that help the show go and help the show continue on. You can go to patreon.com/the Schmodown. Excuse me, Ben B.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Fucking idiots every fucking damn stage. You keep saying the wrong thing. Patreon.com/Schmodown. And then it's patreon.com/SEN Live. So go on over there and check it out. And a reminder that Schmodown Backstage is on today. Going to have Perry Nemiroff on the show to talk about her big win. The tournament's been insane. It's been really nuts. So head on over and check it out. All right, let's get into some of these nudes. Thank you, Teth Adams. Teth Adams, you should, but I'm not even, I wouldn't even say what he said, but it's like, I saw you saw that, Ben. Like, yeah, Teth Adams is such an open micer. It's like you got to find new bits.
Right?
It's like you got to find new bits. I don't mind. You don't have to be like on the same thing, like where it's like, you don't have to be I'd like people to be positive all the time, but if you're going to come in and you're going to try, now I'm going to get him. Now I'm going to get him. Come up with a new bit. That's like 2 years old, you fucking idiot. It's like come up with something new. It's like I'm all for look, when you come from the comedy world and people are throwing out zingers, like shit, I gotta acknowledge that. That was funny. That was good. You had to do it, but it's like, oh, that's what I'm gonna do here. Oh, you never heard that one before, huh? What? I'm good. And I don't even have a real picture on my avatar. I made it up today, and I called myself Teth. That's my name. I'm Teth. Fuck off, Chuck. All right, let's move on over to some of these movie stories. What do you got here? What kind of movie stories we got?
Arnold is moving to TV for the first time. The former governor, regular live-action TV show.
Okay. Donated $20. Rising up.
Hey, Robert.
Back on the street. Did my time. Took my chances. Went the distance. Now I'm back on my feet.
Right.
Just a man and his will to survive.
Schmoba doesn't like Eye of the Tiger.
Sometimes it happens too fast. You change your passion for glory. Still waiting for the NBA 2K Challenge RB3.
What was the end part?
Waiting for a NBA 2K Challenge. Yo, Robert, we gotta set it up, man. I'm down. Love to play 2K with you.
Yeah, it's true. So what were we getting into the first part that we were talking about Arnold? So, it was a matter of time before he made it to TV. All the big stars are making it to TV at this point. I mean, I never thought in a million years we'd ever see Julia Roberts do TV, and she's done it, twice now, right? Or at least once. But it's Sandra Bullock has done TV now. Everybody's done TV. So
Meryl Streep, Reese Witherspoon, Nicole Kidman.
Meryl Streep.
I can't believe that's stuck. Anyway.
Why do you hate that, Kristian? Why do you hate that?
I don't hate that. I don't hate that. I hate the comedy thing. I don't hate that. I don't hate
the comedy thing?
Why do you hate the comedy one?
Let Mark shine. What the fuck?
He doesn't shine enough. It has nothing to do with shining. It's I don't know. It's just that one. It's just certain little things that.
Oh!
Dude, that one. What happened?
Oh, it came out my nose. I already poked it with a fucking Q-tip today, Kristian.
Good. You deserve it.
Wait, what?
I donated $20. So my daughter is reading The Bridge to Terabithia for school, and my wife and I had the bright idea to watch the movie with her on Saturday. Why didn't anybody tell how sad this movie is? All three of us were up in here crying, my goodness. Be good to Apple.
Which one?
Bridge to Terabithia. I remember that movie tricked a lot of people. That movie got me when I was a kid. I haven't seen it. Oh man, that movie got me when I was a kid. They marketed it as like a adventure film. These kids like running around in the woods is gonna be fun.
It's like some My Girl shit.
Yeah. Fuck those movies. Yeah. Get into my heart like that.
Yeah. Ben, I gotta take away Ben's moderate. You're moderating. I
only timed her out.
I have to take it away because he's in the.
Roxy Striar only fans donated $20.
Excuse me.
Hey, y'all can't wait for Snyder's match today. Also saw Tenet in Dolby AMC Theater last night. Definitely one of Nolan's lesser films, but still entertaining to watch. Too convoluted for its own good. Better than Interstellar, though.
Yeah, it's getting very mixed reviews from what I saw.
I mean, I wonder if like everything behind it with him like refusing to, go to VOD, refusing to go to drive-ins, like that's got to be. And I'm not like defending him, but I haven't seen it yet. But I'm sure that's factoring into some of the reviews. Like,
yeah, I also think it's a little harder to get behind. It's a little less accessible. So I think I think just like you had with Interstellar, Kristian, like where you had to watch it a couple of times to get into it. I think that's what a lot of people are gonna have to do with this movie.
All right. I mean, look, I can't wait to see it. I'm excited to see it. And we'll get back to the Arnold thing for a second. But look, some of the movies that are out right now, New Mutants got a 33%. No, to no one's surprise. Bill and Ted Face the Music has 80%, which is amazing. So that's really, who would have thought? Who would have thought that if you would have said 5 or 10 years ago, hey, there's going to be a new Bill and Ted movie and there's going to be an X-Men movie. Out of the two of these movies, one's going to get an 80%, the other one's going to get a 33%. Which one do you think?
I mean, honestly, exactly how it plays out. Because let's think about the last few X-Men movies. And
I'm talking about 5-10 years ago, though, right around the height of Days of Future Past and.
All right. I mean, Days of Future Past time. All right.
I think if this movie literally would have came out in 2017, it would have had like a 60 or 70% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like,
why? What's the difference?
It's just dated. Like, I think like you could definitely tell like if it like the way like this movie sets up everything like from its relationships, like it has like LGBTQ relationships and it has like this horror elements. It was doing things that would have seemed like different in 2017. You know what I mean? But now that we're in 2020, where we have literally 100 shows and 100 movies that are all kind of dealing with a lot of these, a lot of varying issues of mental illness. Like if this would have came out before Split, it would have made it look like Split would have ripped it off. For example, like that's what I'm saying. Like,
can I say one of my favorite comments? Sorry to cut you off, RB2. One of my favorite comments that I saw recently, I laughed really hard about, like, was that everybody knows from our character that we have, Tom, on the show, Tom Ryman, who is there's never been any. Have you seen? Did you see this, RB3?
Tom's last name Ryman.
Yeah, but we just call him Tom. And
no,
anyway,
I know. I
yeah. But anyway, the character has never been explained as far as what he is, where he comes from, what it is in general, right? So he does this promo. And it was cuckoo at you don't know where he's coming from. The guy could be an alien for all we know, right? We have no idea. It's never been explained. So I get this tweet from Ellis and I, and it says, "Way to really poke fun at mental illness, Harloff and Ellis." And I'm like, what?
For what?
For Tom. What? Yeah, it's just like it just went to show. It just went to show like how like you literally can get offended by everything. You're like, this guy, he could be the character could be a gravedigger from the 1930s that appeared and he just hasn't figured it out, or like Encino Man. There's never been explained. At what point did we say, you know what? Yeah, he's got a condition and it's called. We didn't. And it was oh my god, I really laughed really hard. It's like, way to really exploit mental illness, Harloff and Ellis. And
I've been seeing that about Lon's character too.
It's
about
homelessness. Yeah,
that's bullshit.
Because the thing is, though, everybody tries to find, no matter what you do. Now it's like, oh wait, everybody gets offended by everything. Let me find a way to get offended by this. Kristian, you're wasting water bottles in the back. There's a lot of people who need water, and you just have the water bottles in the background. That's not good for people who don't have water. Don't do that. Oh no. Oh, don't you understand? Do you have any sympathy for people who don't like yellow and women on posters? Please don't put that in the back. Don't put women on posters on the back.
Real talk, Kristian. See, what they don't even understand is that you're out here like saving people and shit. I know that you've had that water since you left Collider.
Oh
right?
Shit!
Like, that's the same fucking.
Wait, which Batman is that? That's Christian Bale. Are you saying you don't support Rob Pattinson? No, you can't do that. Oh, you're not wearing your glasses today? You don't like people who wear glasses? Is that why you're not wearing your glasses? Don't do that. Don't do that.
And when are you going to drink that fucking beer?
No, Brett.
Every morning.
Brett, you're saying he has to drink the beer. Are you supporting alcoholism? Don't do that. Don't support. If you drink beers, you can't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that, Brett. Oh, Brett, are you making fun of people who have problems drinking? Are you making fun of our president? Don't do that. Don't do that. You can't do that. No.
I have to use my foot and two hands to do it.
It's like it's yeah. Hashtag don't do that. It was so
Don't
stupid.
do that.
Oh, so I didn't even respond to it. I just laughed at it. It was so stupid.
I just don't understand because like it's very clear that Tom is like Edgar from Men in Black. He's like an alien in a human suit trying to get along and being like, "Oh, are you in the den? No, I'm in the bedroom."
Yeah.
It's clearly.
It's look there, and let me be very clear. There are things that you should get offended of, but you can't get offended at everything. And that's
you get offended that I know you don't like me doing this, but we should get offended that we haven't arrested the cops that murdered Breonna Taylor. Boom!
But
Brett Hankinson, Miles Cosgrove, Jonathan Matt, and Wade.
But Winston, even though we're not going to go too deep down into that, that's 100% right. Yeah, that is a different conversation here. That is something you should be offended about. Right. You know, not. Oh, wait a minute. That guy's got a hood over his head. Oh, what does that mean? What does that mean? I've seen hoods over people's heads. Well, maybe he's a fucking Jedi.
Saw Tenet last night. I was nervous at first, but felt completely safe at the movie theater I went to. It was about 40 capacity. While I enjoyed Tenet, it is a movie you need to see more than once. I would recommend looking up Maxwell's Demon for context.
What was that now? I didn't even get it all the way. What was that?
He said it's a movie you definitely should see more than once. And you should
Tenet.
reference. Yeah, Tenet, yeah. And he said 40 people capacity at his theater. And Maxwell's Demon for reference for Tenet.
Alan Smith, he says, stop making fun of sociopathic serial killers. Some of them are very nice people.
Yo, I got a question though, because I've heard about this around the country. They're doing this stuff where it's like they'll put pairs of seats and then like 4 or 5 separated. Is that what they're doing out here? Because if they're doing shit like that, I would think about it. But
here's the thing. I actually think they're going to start doing. I got an email today that they're going to start potentially doing live events again in LA. Theaters are opening.
Who emailed you that?
Can't say, but I will say that.
Have you seen those social distance concerts, Kristian? Have you seen the pictures of those?
Yeah. So that.
Marshall Weeks donated $20. Kingdom is an amazing show. Hauser gives a great performance. Highly recommend. It's on Netflix. Kristian, your thoughts on the criticism Guy is receiving for his performance versus Bateman? Hey, Brett.
So, Joshua Burnett, 6 people at once. These guys are using up all the internet for themselves. So insensitive to those of those without our own internet.
Right.
It's really good. It's really good. I don't understand what that means. Video Drew has the most like secretive messages. She just puts quotes, checks his emails. I don't know what that means.
About the theater thing.
About the theater thing. It's like about the Hillary Clinton, like how everyone was like, oh, look at her emails.
I see. Okay.
I thought it was about Tom because people were trying to come for Tom and they were like, check his emails like that. So
I see. Okay. Okay, listen. I'm going to be doing television now, and originally the pilot was very different. I'm going to be doing a little more serious. Originally, I said, hey, Whiskey and Lulu, they're not doing anything right now. So I'm going to strap a camera onto Whiskey's head. And then Lulu will come over and say, hi, I want the carrot. And then they say, ha, okay. And I said, this would be amazing. This would be wonderful if we go back and forth. And in the backyard, there's a little rabbit we have too. And look out for the snake. Not really a snake, but we can pretend it's a garden hose. And we go around and around. And they say, oh, come on. That's the show we do. And they said, no, we want you to be a detective. And I'm like, fuck you. And I did it anyway. So that's it. That's the show. That's the show.
Wrap-up.
Yeah, that's the wrap up.
I love how they said Arnold Schwarzenegger, former governor. Like that's his credits now. Like
$20. Hi everyone. First, thank you for providing so much good humor and positive energy. Second, 2020 is like playing Jumanji. Third, hashtag Bill and Ted Face the Music is the movie that I didn't think I needed, but it's the movie that the world needs. Hashtag be excellent to each other.
100%.
Hey, she's saying hashtag now, by the way.
Yeah.
She used to say pound sign.
Yeah.
She's learning.
Fucking learning.
Well, pound sign is not correct. It's not politically correct. You cannot say pound sign anymore. You could in the 70s on the porn set. You cannot say that now.
No.
You cannot say pound sign because if you do that, look out, brace yourself. What do you say?
You didn't answer the question from the last Schmobot. What do you think of the criticism of the guy's performance in the pay-per-view match? Or not the pay-per-view, on Friday's match?
Well, I mean, look, the bottom line is, with Guy, what I wish that he and I talked. There were a couple things that he said on Action thing that weren't completely all the way. I mean, I don't think that he was lying, but I think that he doesn't remember the way that it was, because half an hour before the show actually started.
Check donated $20. Roxy is here, so that makes the day better already. Kristen, you do a podcast. Does that mean you hate deaf people? Don't do that.
Yeah.
Kristen, you wear clothes. You obviously hate nudists. You must do all of your shows naked. Now, Roxy, remember, you're my hero.
There you go.
I was wondering where that was going once you were like, you must do the shows naked, Roxy. And I was like, what the
if you've done your research, you'd know they're called naturalist and not nudist. Thank you very much. Nudist is an antiquated term.
This is why I'm his favorite, not you.
I'm a manager at a movie theater in St. Louis. We just opened on Friday, and so far so good. My staff spends 75 of their shifts sanitizing everything, and the customers have been good about keeping masks on so far. And like Winston said, we have most seats blocked.
Most seats blocked. That's good.
Well, I will say
Schmobot's being a little bit of a bitch today, right?
I know she is. Well, let me just address this real quick. So, like I said, there was I always like the way that I look at it too. Is I think that like we had a conversation afterwards too that we were a little. It looked like we weren't on the same page in general. We agreed to it, and we said, all right, let's just move on. We'll do some other stuff. There was no discussion with me as far as they were going to bring it up. They brought it up. They went really deep into it, which I wish they would have talked to me beforehand. But hey, it is what it is. And I talked to Andrew half an hour before the match started, and I said, you know what I think would really work well is if you play it kind of normal, and when you play it like, you know, and throughout the match, kind of look around, have some moments of this thing like that's hitting you of like, is there Schmominati, is there not, and like see it, and whether you win or lose, at the end of it, we'll do this big thing where you get cut out of the room and it's like, oh, was there Schmominati still there? So in his response to where he was saying like, I came in here and I was so big and they didn't know how to respond to me, I wasn't expecting it. Because I had just talked to him half an hour before, and I thought we were just on different pages. And he and I talked on the phone. It's like, oh, we just miscommunicated. So I was thrown off by when I saw on Action when they were saying, we had this conversation. I was coming in. I had no idea he was going to do that. I was under the half an hour beforehand that he was going to do something else. The guy's a brilliant performer. He's really good. And so when I was watching that performance, I didn't want, and he 100% right.
$20. Sorry for being such a little butterfly today.
That's
Butterfly.
Okay. Butterfly. But yeah, so like when I was like he said, I wasn't gonna interrupt the match to stop him because I wouldn't do that to him. He was in the middle of a performance, and I trust him when it comes to performance more so than anybody. It's just that wasn't. I wanted to take that angle and that character in slowly. And he came out at I wanted it to come out at like 40 miles an hour, and it was like 400 miles an hour, and that was the choice that he made. So I wasn't like, he's like, he didn't know how to react to me, is what he said. I didn't, because that's not what I was expecting kind of going into it. So we just had different visions of what, you know, he wanted to do, and like I wasn't expecting to talk about it at all. I was just gonna say, okay, that was it, we're moving on. But you know, and I have to like at least respond to what he said the other day. So, but again, I think he's one of the best. I don't agree with him that every character in the Schmodown is boring. I think that it's completely false. I think that there's brilliant performances by Lon Harris. I think Video Drew does great work. I think Roxy's been doing great work. Winston, Chandru, Tom, like a lot of people.
Well, his work is rude. So I mean,
what's that?
Fucked up. Tom's work is fucked up, guys.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But no, I think he was upset. I think he was upset, and what in general, I mean, you can't take away that it was a brilliant performance. It just we were just on the same page, and it happens. I love Andrew, and I love what he's. I mean, you can't. What he's done, he's transcended character. I mean, he's really changed in general. But if you're asking me as far as addressing the comments, I'm just I can't just sit there and go, yep, 100%. That's what happened. It's not what happened.
I think if you're on an undercard with Jericho and Smith, and there's going to be thousands and thousands of eyes and ears, and you are a performer, you are an actor. This is something. I mean, and I can't state this clearly enough. Guy is one of the best performers I know.
Easily.
Like, he is so fucking talented.
Yeah.
I've worked with him a bajillion times, and he is so talented.
Yeah.
I think he was shooting a shot. Like
I
you're
applaud.
a performer.
I told him. Yeah, and Roxy, I told him that. I said, look, you took a shot, and then the thing is, because we spoke for a while afterwards, because I didn't, and he's absolutely 100% accurate in what he said. Was I told him, you can't do this if it's not fun for you anyway. You got to have fun, and if you want to do it, you got to do it for your fun. If you want to step back, you don't want to do it, it's got to be right for you. Because also, I gave him the option many times. We had a conversation before the match. I said, if you don't want to do the match against Bateman, you don't have to do it. I think that he puts a lot of pressure on himself because he's such a great performer and he's so entertaining and the fans love doing that. He felt that he'd be letting me down, the league down, like all this stuff if he did it, because he said he doesn't like playing against Ben one-on-one because it's not great for their friendship, and like, so there was never a thing like, you got to do this, you have to do this. It never was. I said, if you want to play, I'm going to give you the option to play Mike. Mike decided he wouldn't do it. I said, well, look, you got a number one contender shot against Ben. You got to let me know if you want to do it. It'll be the undercard of Smith and Jericho. And he said,
what?
It was
Co-main event. You meant co-main event.
What?
But either way. So we talked. I mean, he wasn't, and to his credit, he wasn't like, yeah, let's do it. He wanted to think about it because he's a live performer. He's a guy that likes to do the studio stuff. It's where he shines. And to be completely honest, I don't like putting him on digital matches. The guy's one of the big, like, when you cannot explain, when he walked in against R&B in New York, that everything that we worked on together to get him from being the ultra heel to that level of excitement when he walked in, that place lost their minds when he walked in, and it was loud and excited. And I was like, that's what he's able to do, and I think that's where he's handcuffed in the digital era. So he's one of the biggest stars that we've ever had in this league, and we're lucky to have him. But like I said, I think there was a lot of emotion that went in both the match and then the after stuff. So
The RCR Press donated $20. Damn it, Schmobot, I meant 40% capacity. To answer Winston's question, there was about 6 seats between my girlfriend and I in the other group. The theater group, the next row to sit in front of the empty seats in my row, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I found interesting? They're, like salons, nail salons and stuff are doing it. They have to do it outside, and they're creating these tent enclosures, which basically they're creating inside outside. They're following the rules, but they're also creating like another room filled with people. It's just weird. I just want my kids to go back to school.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's these like dividers that they're able to create in these little tents. But it is weird, Brett. And like another thing that's happening is that the government isn't really listening to the salon, what they think would make something safe. Like even if it's hair salons, nail salons, and they're just making up rules that are like you can't use a blow dryer because that spreads COVID. It's like, wait, tell me more. Is that true? Where's that come from? Like, if you guys have that information, we should probably know it. But that's one of them is like, you can be indoors as long as it's an outdoor indoor. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, Dr. Seuss.
All right, let's get into some more of these stories. We have some. We have 15 minutes to tell them all. So here we go.
I want to talk about this. The Game of Thrones showrunners, David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, are producing a new show. That's their Netflix deal, The Three-Body Problem. And Rian Johnson is on board as well. The Three-Body Problem tells the story of humanity's first contact with an alien civilization. The first book was published in 2014, and Netflix was granted the rights to produce an English language adaptation, serving with the author serving as consulting producer, and Ken Liu, who wrote the English translation, also serving as a producer. So just that humans' first contact with aliens, Rian Johnson, Game of Thrones guys. How do we feel about this? Just like in a nutshell.
Could be fun. I mean, the question is, I wonder if they're going to play into any of the stuff that's happening with, that footage that came out with the Air Force.
Oh, yeah.
Aliens. I wonder if they're going to play into any of that, because that would be interesting. Although, if you believe...
_AM_Lee donated $20. Are you serious right now? What business do you all have making us all laugh? What gives you the right to bring joy to so many people? What? Are you against unhappiness?
I'm sorry. Why can't people... Oh, you shouldn't make people laugh. Not everybody likes to laugh. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't make people laugh. People don't like... Not everyone like... Don't just assume people like to laugh. You can't do that. You can't do it. Don't just assume. Don't just assume. And don't just assume that people like when you say assume, because not everybody likes that. So don't do that. That's not... You know, my wife...
got him on a roll, y'all.
My wife had an allergic reaction to the word assume, and yet you're saying it. You didn't even ask. You didn't even do anything. You just tweeted it out there. That's not right. It's not right. Don't do that. Okay, I don't know why I said like Mark Wahlberg. You really shouldn't do that. I don't understand why you're doing that.
What is Mark Wahlberg working on right now?
I mean, I'm not really working on anything, Rox.
Another Transformers movie?
I don't know. I think he was. They were doing the Uncharted movie, right? Isn't he playing Sully?
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Which, Christian, because I have a PS4 now, I bought the whole Uncharted series for like $20, so I'm excited to start streaming it.
It's awesome. I mean, I don't think that Mark Wahlberg is the right place. I love him, but I don't think he's the right choice for Sully.
You thought he was better for the other dude, right?
His brother. Would have been good for his brother. Would have been really good for his brother. But to play Sully, I don't know. What are you doing, kid? Anyway, what else?
Real quick, I was gonna say on this Benny Weiss and
oh yeah.
I actually am okay and like down for it in the fact that they have source material. I still stand by the fact that if they're creating stuff on their own, hence the whole back half of Game of Thrones, it just doesn't really work. But anything that they have something to adapt, they're some of the best adapters I've ever seen. So I actually feel like this could be really interesting.
Yeah, it could be interesting. I mean, and you know, say what you will about Last Jedi. Rian Johnson has done so many great things in
I love
his
Rian
career.
Johnson.
Yeah, so he could add.
Out and Last Jedi. I love them both.
Can mute you. We add a lot. There's a lot of stuff that you can add to stuff that he's done. Look at Looper. Looper to me is one of my favorite.
I was gonna say. I mean, Rian Johnson. I think whether you look at whatever you think of Last Jedi, all of his other movies besides that, I think he's 100. He's 100%. I mean, Brick is an amazing indie movie. Looper, I think, is one of the best science fiction movies. And if he's, I don't know. So if he is he directing? Is he confirmed that he's directing this project, or is he just attached as like a producer or?
Executive producers.
Yeah. So that's why so I hope that if this is something that he's interested in, hopefully he could lend his hand in writing. I mean, he's also an amazing writer, so maybe there could be some great writing that he could contribute to that too. It's kind of sad. Hopefully he could direct, but I love to see him direct more things. But I don't know.
So Paul just wrote me. He's going to be a little late. He's going to be here like 10 after 11. So
okay.
So just to let everybody know. So anyway, so we have a little bit more time to talk about the news, and you can get you guys again streamlabs.com/the Schmodown. We only have I don't know now, probably another half an hour before you guys can get those Schmobots in there. It's very, very helpful. I cannot tell you how helpful it is. It keeps the crew going here and allows us to do more stuff. And I'm going to say this. I'm not supposed to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Say it.
We have an announcement going to come out, and we're going to release an announcement of all of our programming that we have on this channel. You might just see 4 new shows that are going to pop up in the announcement. So
what?
We're going to announce it pretty soon.
Christian,
full on slate.
The number 4 means death in Chinese, man. Like that's offensive.
Well, we'll say. Well,
that's I know.
So, wait, you're keeping secrets. People don't like secrets. You can't. No, don't do that. You can't tell secrets.
People get very anxious when they're secrets.
You can't do that.
It's not a sexy number.
You can't do that. You can't say sexy. You can't. There are a lot of people who don't like sexy. You can't talk about sexy with numbers. You can't do that.
Oh, Christian, you said in the number 4. Some people can't. Some people don't like 4, man. You can't.
I know it's true. It's Roka can't stand it.
The movie I Am Number 4 is mad offensive because it's the worst movie I've ever seen. Christian, like why would you do that?
Well, we are. But again, like I said, guys, there's going to be. I'm hoping the goal is by the end of the week that I can announce all of the shows.
What are they?
All right, Roxy, I'm going to tell you.
You know I can't help myself.
I know. So we're going to we'll be doing it.
Listen, we have 953 people watching and only one dislike. Can we get that to 500? The opposite of that. The opposite. Switch it. Switch it.
Yo, Kristian, Roka's not on the show. I can't believe you used the number 4 and Roka's not here.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You stepped over me when I said that. All right, let's move on to the next one.
Speaking of, we said it like 40 minutes ago, but talking about, movies being on VOD, Mulan, we talked about it. It's coming to Disney Plus on VOD, but Disney has also relaxed its VOD, saying it's going to be on Apple, Roku, and Google platforms, not Amazon Prime. You can't rent it on Amazon for the $29.99 price tag. And then there was a little bit of a Reddit leak, so I don't know how much this is real, but someone screenshotted before it got taken down that Mulan will be available to all Disney Plus subscribers on December 4th.
Oh, there you go. That's cool.
So it's coming out this weekend for rent.
Yeah.
So Kristian, and Brett, you guys are the target demographic for this. Will you wait the extra 2-3 months instead of paying the $30?
No, but that's only because for the first time out of all, because I haven't tried at all. I didn't try for Bill and Ted, which I probably should have. I didn't try for anything else, but I got a screener of Mulan. So I'm probably gonna watch it tomorrow. So, but the answer is, was I going to get it beforehand? Yes, I was. I was going to get it beforehand. I was going to watch it with my daughter. My wife doesn't really care as much about it, but my daughter wants to see it. The other thing I'm dying to see that I have to watch it in here because I can't get it on my fucking television in my living room, which is stupid, is Class Action Park on HBOMAX. Like, I can't get HBOMAX. I try to get it off my PlayStation. It won't download. I try to get it off. You can't get it. It's not on Roku. It's such a strange thing.
Well, no one told you to have the cheap man's Apple TV, Kristian Harloff, with your networks and your shows. You just go get an Apple TV, sir.
I have. Okay, why don't you get me one? I have this TV.
I'm broke, motherfucker. I'm broke.
Trade in one of your PlayStations for one.
Hey, Brett,
not you, Kristian.
I just got that PlayStation.
Not you.
No, Kristian.
Brett, you do me a favor. Why don't you save up all the fucking time you're in the middle of the thing and you still get fucking paid. When you just sit here and you don't say shit, and take those 5 days that you don't say shit and buy a fucking PlayStation. For 5 days where you don't say a damn thing and you still get paid for it, and you have to.
There has not been one show other than the Kevin Smith show that I have not spoken during. Okay.
Wait a minute. Are you're making fun of people who don't speak? You can't do that. That's why you just can't. You can't do that. You don't like people who don't speak? What are you saying? You can't do that. The girl in Logan didn't speak for the majority of the movie. You don't like her? What are you doing? What are you saying? That's a good movie. What are you doing? You can't do that.
I like it better as Mark Wahlberg. I like it.
Oh, what he's saying? You can't. I mean, Brett's a great guy. Brett's a real great guy, and you're just making fun of Brett. What are you doing? You can't do that. You can't just make fun of Brett. Why are you making fun of Brett? You can't make fun of Brett. Brett's. What, you don't like people with children now?
Countdown. $20. Hey, Roxy. What are the 3 sexiest number between 1 and 20?
That's a great question.
What did she say? What's the sexy number?
Also, wait a minute. Did you break into my house and steal my shirt, Ben Goddard? What the hell? Are you wearing the UA?
I had this before you did.
That's bullshit.
Never wore it.
That's bullshit. I done been had mine, but okay. No, you know her whole shtick, right, Kristian? Because you're at every one of her matches where her opponent always has the ugliest numbers or stupid numbers.
My favorite. We gotta make a shirt that says those are sexy numbers.
Those are sexy numbers.
So good.
I just so confused because one time at 1.6 was an ugly number, at another 0.6 was a sexy number. I need to find this formula, man. I don't understand.
Yeah. I got it, but anyway, Class Action Park. I have to bring back Class Action Park because this is so. For those people who don't know, this is about this. Are any one of you guys, Roxy? I mean, I know you're in Boston, so maybe. But did you? And I might have been closed down by the time you got older. But did you ever hear Action Park?
Dude, she's not in the room.
Where is she?
She went to the. She's coming back straight.
Oh, there. Oh, no. Just a hand. We got a hand. right, when Roxy gets back, I'm going to be really mad at her for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That'll be fun, right?
You can't make fun of women when they're going to the bathroom. You can't do that.
But wait a minute, Roxy. Roxy shared with us, man. Sometimes she don't get to poop a lot. Like,
maybe.
Hey, Winston. A lot of people have problems pooping. Okay, it's not can you make fun of people pooping? Anyway, so Action Park was this place that my dad would take me, and I would start going with my friends, and it always felt like super fun and crazy because it always felt unsafe. And the reason why is because it was unsafe.
Did you see this documentary?
Well, not yet. That's what I'm gonna.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's about Action Park, and it's about how people would drown all the time and fucking get hurt and breaking legs, and like I remember just jumping off cliffs as a kid, and I'm like, this is a ride. I'm just jumping off a cliff, and like there's no lifeguards really, and if they were stoned out their tits, like looking around the other side, like not even paying attention. I'm like, this is really deep. Thank God I can swim, right? And then like people would like drowning in wave pools and like, left and right, and I have to watch this doc. I've been dying to watch this doc because like I always felt that Action Park wasn't safe, but I always loved going. I used to go with my friends all the time, and we would just hang out, and it was a lot of fun, but it definitely was a lawsuit waiting to happen if there haven't been like multiple lawsuits.
Kristian, you know what's an actual terrifying documentary that's out right now?
What's that?
Boy State. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, I've seen the previews.
My God. It's essentially about government camp that like it happens all over the country, but this one takes place in Texas, and it's all these boys essentially like running for like president of camp and all that. It's terrifying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Roxy, I was talking about. Did you ever see Action? Do you remember Action Park? Was that way past your time?
No.
Yeah. All right. So I have to watch this because it is. I mean, Tom Dagnino definitely has been. He and I were talking about it. My buddy Mike, Citizen, who you've met many times, Roxy on Claire.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I cannot wait to watch it. I almost snuck out of my last night. I was so exhausted, and I almost snuck out to go watch it. And I'm like, I'm not leaving my living room. I wound up watching Jason Bourne again. But I watched this. I remember Jason Bourne. Remember the last movie being worse than it was. It's certainly not as good as the first three.
Oh, they're all good.
Yeah, but it's like the last one. It's very repetitive of all the other stuff that has happened. Yeah. Like if you watch Jason Bourne, like okay, here's another car crash. Here's another. Okay, he's going to fake these people out. They think he's going to do this meeting point. He's not going to do the meeting point. Well, the only thing he didn't do is make someone cut their hair. He made Julia Stiles cut her hair, and then she wound up eating the dust. And he made the girl, his first girl, cut her hair. But why doesn't he cut his hair? I never understood that. He's like, okay, you cut your hair. Okay, but they're recognized. They're after you. They're after Bourne. But you cut your hair. Why? Well, because I'm not going to cut my hair. I'm the star of the fucking movie. All right, that's fine. Wait, what are you talking about? Like, guys can cut their hair too. I'm sorry. All right, what's next? Do we have anything else we should talk about before?
I don't know if anybody watched it or likes horror, but the teaser trailer for The Haunting of Bly Manor came out. That's the follow-up to The Haunting of Hill House, directed by Mike Flanagan, director of Dr. Sleep, and is it Hush?
Okay.
Was that what the other movie?
I don't know.
You're talking about the DC.
No. It was a horror movie.
Yeah, it was on Netflix. I don't know if it was Hush, but he did do something else.
Yeah, he did something. I can't remember.
I know Dr. Sleep as well, but
yeah.
Did you say Blind Manor?
Bly Manor.
Why?
Oh, I was going to say, Kristian, what do you have to say?
What I'm going to say is that Saul's in the chat, and I'm sorry, I just have to keep going back to Action Park. He said, do they cover inside the dock the Tarzan swing where the rope was so long that you could swing past the fucking splash pool? And it was true. These things
I haven't gotten there. I watched a little bit of it, but the first thing they cover is the loop-de-loop slide.
Yeah. Dude,
like,
I'm telling you, I'm so happy that I actually got to experience this and survive. It's like I feel like I was part of the Hunger Games and I made it through.
Kristian, I feel like the two takeaways from this is first.
You saw it? Did you watch it?
I haven't seen it yet, but I saw the trailer. The two things that I thought about is first of all, I totally understand how the show Jackass became a fucking thing because it's literally Jackass the theme park, and then the second thing is the fact that in the trailer they go, no one would insure us, so I made my own insurance company. That's the most badass shit I've ever heard. Ain't nobody trying to do my shit, so I'm a Dolomite is my name. This shit. Make my own insurance company and open up this death park.
Yeah, exactly. I'm telling you, I cannot wait to watch this. I cannot wait to watch this.
I'll give one little tiny spoiler away because it's like the best moment.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's a slide that you literally do a loop on.
Yes.
And you can't be too tall. You can't be too short.
And your head.
And so that's the thing. Like, so people were, coming out like all bruised up. So they put padding on like the top of the slide to stop that. And then people will come out with like bloody mouths, and then the next person will kind of come out with lacerations. So they had like this pop top on the top of it, and they started pulling out teeth from like the padding. So like the first person would get their teeth knocked out, and the second person would get cut up by the teeth.
I don't know how it stayed open as long as it did. I really don't. I can't wait to watch it because it's like there was, that when you're a 12-year-old kid and you're jumping off of things and you're going, is this safe? Like, you know there's something wrong, because when you're 12 or 13, you're like, all right, well, I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna do, and if I'm doing it wrong, the people are gonna tell me I'm doing it wrong. When you're the one at 12 or 13 going, I don't think I should be doing this, then something's wrong, and that's what the park was. I'm telling you, it was and the lifeguards couldn't give a shit like what was going on. Lifeguards, yeah, right.
Has somebody been documenting this, or is this just accounts? Is it people talking about it? Like,
yeah, they weren't lifeguards. They were
footage of the
guards.
park. There's footage of the park, but then like when they're talking about the slides, it's like animated with people talking about it.
Oh, I can't wait. The name of it. People are asking what the name of it is. It's called Class Action Park, and it's on HBO Max right now. So I'm going to be watching this, and I will be reviewing it. I'll tell you what I will review before we get our guest in here. On Disney Plus, I watched our family movie, and I talked about it. It was the one and only Ivan.
Oh yeah,
I've never even heard of that.
The one and only Ivan. It's a movie. It was made just for Disney Plus, and it's Bryan Cranston with the voice of Sam Rockwell, Helen Mirren, Angelina Jolie, Wanda Sykes, among others. And it's
Alec McGuinness in there with Sam Rockwell.
It probably didn't take long enough. I can't wait to take away so many of your powers from what you do. You know what? Now because I gave you an opportunity to do it right today, I'm going to call you out. And I wasn't going to do this on air, but I'm going to call you out.
Okay.
What the fuck is wrong with you that you challenged Kevin Smith on a tweet and not come to me and say, hey, I'd like to get Kevin next? You're the only person that did that. Why would you challenge him on a public tweet when you're part of the league? How does that make sense? Such a piker move.
Put it in my fucking petition to play him. Like, it was half joking.
You don't think it was a piker move?
I don't know what a piker move is.
It was an amateur move. An amateur move. All right, moving on. But it was in the middle of this review. So this movie. It's a family movie, and it's based off a true story about this gorilla Ivan, who was taken from captivity. He was chased out by poachers, and then they saved him, and then he was living with this family for a little bit. And then he wound up going to this mall and being part of this show, and there was like this petition to get him free in the wild. But he started to paint. And he learned how to paint. And he learned how to do these things. But in the Disney Plus movie, they're all talking and stuff too. I thought it was a cute movie, and I knew that because I remember Bibbs came in here and said that Whitney didn't like it. And I said I'm never on the same page with Whitney. So I think he's a brilliant critic. I think he's a really good critic. I think he's an intelligent critic, and I enjoy his reviews very much. But I'm never on the same page, and I'm not on the same page with him on this. I thought it was a sweet movie for kids and a good movie for family. I don't necessarily know if I would have loved it. I went to see it in the theater, but was it something that I could, very similar to like Bill and Ted, where I just kind of shut off the silliness or the craziness in the world and watch this feel-good movie? And there's this little baby elephant that kind of comes in, and Ivan befriends it and kind of mentors it. And I thought it was sweet. It's a kid's story.
Do the animals talk, or is it like?
Yeah, they're talking to each other.
Okay.
Yeah. Sam Rockwell is Ivan.
Is there music?
And Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito is the dog, and he's great. The dog is great. He's what's his name? Bob the dog, and he's great. It's a fun little movie.
Do they sing?
No, it's not a singing. It's not a singing. So,
I'm out.
Yeah, sorry, buddy.
Pass.
Sorry. Not everybody can sing. It's like,
Every three can.
Yeah.
I can't.
Oh yeah, you were doing runs. You were
Oh, please.
Speaking of runs, yo, RB3, did you see Brandy versus Monica, man?
Oh yeah, on the versus battle, yeah. That was good. That was a good setup.
Who do you think won?
I personally go Brandy on that one. But that's the obvious pick.
I meant to choose. I normally would always pick Brandy over Monica back in life. I think Monica got this one though.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah. She did have a good set. She had a great set for sure.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know the verses that they've been
battle.
doing? Yeah.
Instagram.
Okay.
Apple
cool.
TV.
Instagram, remember?
Cool,
Okay.
cool.
Nah. You would like one, Kristian. They did one with DMX versus who was it? Snoop Dogg
DMX versus Snoop Dogg.
I'm not disputing. I'm not disputing that I would like it. I'm disputing that I don't know about anything until I hear it from you people. That's
Do they play their own hits and that's the verses, or what do they battle?
They do their greatest hits, which is the only reason why people are arguing, because Snoop Dogg on paper beats DMX, but he left out some of his greatest
best
jams.
ones.
Yeah.
DMX kind of washed him, honestly.
yeah.
All jokes aside, they've been really cool. You guys should check them out.
Yes.
It's been one of the best quarantine things that I've watched. Just awesome.
All right. Well, good. I should watch some of this stuff. I know none of it. All right. It's 11:05. Are there any more stories that we should do or no?
Well, I just wanted to ask about the haunting of Hill House and Bly Manor and stuff like that. It's going to be released on October 9th. When it comes to stuff like that, I feel like with Disney Plus really proving that every single week, or Friday and Monday we're talking about Mandalorian. Do you guys still like the dropping the whole series at once? Do you guys like that binge model, or do you like the week-to-week stuff? Because I feel like a mystery like Bly Manor with the horror and suspense is good, but I know people still like that. So which do you guys prefer, binging or week-to-week?
I think it's case by case, to be honest. I know Roxy feels different, but I think it's case by case, because I changed my tune when it came to Mandalorian. I wanted Mandalorian all at once, and then I actually was way more excited that I had to wait for it, because the other reason was that people talk about it longer. And if I think if I was a show creator, I'd want it week by week, because you look at Stranger Things, they drop it, people are ape shit about it for a day, 2 days, 3 days, and then within a month nobody's talking about it anymore. And so that's kind of, and the hype on it is huge, but then it goes away. So I think week by week is something I would want to do as a creator, and it's funny because I changed my tune. Roxy, how do you feel about it?
Actually, interesting enough, Kristian, I feel like I've changed my tune a little bit too, because I was super duper week by week. Yeah. However, during quarantine, and only during quarantine, I feel like there is no water cooler talk, because I'm seeing fucking nobody. So give them to me all. I need things to do. I want to knock it out. And I don't want to wait. I mean, a week right now in quarantine feels like 4 fucking years. Don't make me wait that long. At least drop 3 at a time or something.
Yeah.
For me, I loved for the family element of it, knowing that, it's Mandalorian Day, we're all going to sit down and we're all going to watch this together. That's what I loved about that, is that we didn't knock him out, because I can't, I saw my son 2 days ago and he was looking all right. Came out of his room real quick to get some food, but something like this, maybe he'll sit down with me for more than 5 minutes.
I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Vincent.
It just makes me so sad. Brett, I'm so offended. Why would you tell me a tale that would take away my happiness and put me in this place of dark emotions?
What if Brett's kid and Kristian's kid started dating? Would you guys be cool with that?
Probably not, because my son's 13.
That's a massive age gap, Rock.
Yeah.
And your daughter's 8?
Yeah, no, she's going to be 10 in she's going to have a quarantine birthday.
Okay.
Hey.
So though there's 4 years, they're 4 years apart. I'm talking about today, but when they're 18 and 22.
No, driving. I'm going to, even though my father-in-law sold his cabin in Wyoming, I am still going to tell the people who now own it to get out of the way. And when my daughter turns 13, I'm going to just go there, and we're gonna live there. Everybody's gonna live on the ranch, and we're gonna live on the ranch. And then when she's 18, she can go to college and do whatever she wants. But until
all 13-year-olds, you're right, should be locked up for a period of time.
I didn't say locked up. I said we're going to be living. See, I would not say that. I'm not going to go down that route. I'm talking about living on an open range in the middle of nowhere, and then we'll go visit Yeah.
Hey, look,
Maybe
man.
your
I'm just saying. It's the same thing with preachers' kids and dogs that you don't socialize with other dogs and stuff like that. If you take your child out of society like that and then just thrust.
What do you think we're in now? What are we in now?
I mean, yeah, but it's gonna be even worse if you do that. Like, that's not.
Yeah, Winston.
You're trying to say there's some whores in this house. That's what you're getting at.
Certified freak.
That's right.
7 days a week.
Oh my God, Winston, you that '80s cover that guy did.
Bro.
He put the full song on his Bandcamp. It's so good.
Is it?
So good.
Yeah. Hey, Kristian. Why have the sunlight blasting in? Not everybody likes sunlight, you know. Oh, sorry about that. All right, let's. So Paul is also. He's going. He's still a little behind, so he's going to try to make it in at 11:30 here too. He apologizes, so I just gotta.
11:30. Okay. Did you want to start? I can just start.
Yeah, let's try. So let's get a Streamlabs. So once again, guys, streamlabs.com/schmodown. Head on over there and put in your schmobots. Those are still available now. And you can also, we're going to read out your questions that you put in there. So if you have any questions, we're going to read them. So Ben, go ahead.
Porg Hub, can we confirm that Paul Walter Hauser isn't actually Lon Harris's brother? Actually, scratch that. Let's confirm that he is and make them a new team.
That would be amazing, and I definitely want to test out his interest because I'd love to put him in the draft next year. I feel like him versus Doug Benson would be great. If he comes back next year, that'd be awesome, man. Yep. Absolutely.
Ryan White, I saw Tenet last night, and even though I did not understand a lot of it, I was invested and interested in what was going on. Truly some amazing visuals and concepts. The War Girls have some great videos coming up this month. Make sure you're subscribed.
Love that. Keep giving me that plug, baby.
I missed that. Sorry.
The
So
thing.
rude.
I know. I really did. I pushed some stupid button on my thing, and it just and I'm gonna start doing that more often because it tunes everybody out.
Wow.
Yeah.
The thing, Kristian, I'm watching you now. When will you return the paper?
Look at this. Look what I did. My shorts. Look at that.
Oh, it's official.
No. You see that shit? It's not open. That motherfucker is literally, that shit is going to sit there in fucking plastic.
Hey, you're not wrong, but the point is when I was cleaning out the other day and I was playing, okay, there's some things that I'm going to watch and I have to make sure if I put them there, I could potentially watch them. Two that I have. Do you want to guess what the other one is? I got two.
Rad.
Yeah.
Hey, you saw it, you scumbag. So
That's amazing.
I got Rad from the great Ed Haskell, and I got The Thing by Josh Terminish Ellerish, which is JTE, and we have those two right there. Which one will be opened first? I can't tell you. I'd probably Rad. And that's it. So I'd let you know
Kristian,
that.
is The Thing the most notable movie you haven't seen?
Probably not. It's the one that's been given the most.
Yeah, that's I know.
All right.
That I know.
I'll make you a deal. I'll make you a deal, Kristian.
Okay.
You watch The Thing,
Yes.
and I will watch the Indiana Jones movies.
You've never seen the Indiana Jones movies? That's a travesty. Well, have you watched?
None of them,
I'm
Winston?
surprised because like you're saying you're studying with like your competitors and all that.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
that's
and
the big blind spot for most IG.
Yeah, that's true.
competitors.
That's true.
Well, but that's the whole thing. I'm not the one competing in IG anymore, and
No.
so like that's I am. That's why I watched all of Lord of the Rings to fill that blind spot because I hadn't seen those. Or I'd seen snippets, but I had never really watched them all the way through. So I'm working my way through them.
Oh, Kristian Volstrup, Kristian Volstrup just murdered my first name by saying Indiana Jones is kind of overrated. That's crazy talk. If you're talking about the fourth one, I'll give it to you. But the first one and the third one, like Winston, I will say that if you watch Temple of Doom, there's going to be either two ways you're going to go with it, and I could see either way.
All right.
You either completely cannot stand how dated and cheesy and ridiculous it is, or you appreciate it for that 80s cheesy camp. Because the second one, I love it, but it's completely like I tried to show my wife that one recently, and it's bad. But I love it. I love it though. Temple of Doom is great. It's just bad.
You might want to see it with a bud, if you know what I mean. It'll really enhance it.
Not everybody likes Bud. You know, wait, hold on, Brett. You can't just say Bud. A lot of people didn't like Married with Children. You can't just say that.
I was gonna say. So here's my question. I saw the Goonies for the first time last winter, so like October-ish, something like that, November of last year. So that was super dated to me. I understood why people like it and why they liked it when it came out and all that stuff, but it was dated to me. So if knowing that, am I gonna get that same kind of feel? You think?
No, not from Raiders. Not from Raiders. I just
Last
watched
Crusade.
Yeah, Raiders and Last Crusade are phenomenal movies. They hold up very well. I just watched Raiders the other night. Raiders is very close to being it's my second favorite Steven Spielberg movie.
And Goonies, you're supposed to. It's like the connecting characters are the children, and I think that was definitely a young coming of age kid story that like an adult years down the road isn't gonna. Indiana Jones, you're not a treasure hunter, are you? So I mean, I don't think.
It's different because did you like, and I asked this because I think that the Raiders and Last Crusade are far superior, but National Treasure. Do you like National Treasure?
You're talking about the
Nicolas Cage?
Yeah.
Okay, well then never mind. Then you have no comparison.
You don't like it?
Me?
He never saw it. He said.
Oh, I never saw it. Okay, I was like, oh my god, I love it.
What about the Mummy? What about the Mummy?
Love the Mummy.
All right,
Mummy is one of my favorite movies.
All rip-offs of Raiders of the Lost Ark. So you'll love it.
All right, cool.
Yeah. If you like the Mummy, then you'll like Raiders of the Lost Ark because it is you'll see it's a clear ripoff and nothing against Brendan Fraser, but Indiana Jones trumps Brendan Fraser's character as a main character.
Hey Connor, I have all the horses.
Hey
Benny, you're on the wrong side of the river.
That Mummy? Yeah, I've seen it maybe once.
Good one, guys.
It's on Netflix. You should rewatch it, Christian.
Roxy, that was offensive sarcasm. Is not something that I am adept with. Like that was actually really offensive for me. Like I don't understand why you would do that.
All right, what's next?
Review and play 23. Now that it's officially September, Bonnie is one of the top few competitors to score a 5-pointer.
Right.
Del Rio should be paired up for a team. The ending of Cobra Kai was a bit too dramatic for me.
Say that again. The end of Cobra Kai was too dramatic.
Yeah, it was too dramatic.
Oh,
I don't want to ruin it for anybody. No, I thought the ending was pretty great. I love both season 1 and 2. And I've said this before inside the review too. My only gripe with season 2 was how fast the kids learned karate and became like. I feel like they could all beat like John Jones and Conor McGregor easily. Like,
what's interesting about that though, Christian, is like I wonder if they had dropped episode, like if you really were watching them spread out instead of because you binged it,
Roxy,
right?
they're like flipping over trees and stuff and like doing like.
I know, but I wonder if that like really had taken you months to see. Maybe it would have felt like. All right,
it's like they're like I don't know they're like ninjas already. Like
yeah,
I don't want these kids to fight in tournaments. I want to go have them fight in wars and just win the wars because they can't.
Jesus.
Well, because I'm telling you, they're like machine. They're like weapons now. These kids. It was like,
Christian wants to send kids to war. That's very offensive.
Hey,
don't do that.
You can't joke about that. You can't talk about that. You can't bring that up. You can't talk about how things are like it's not serious karate. You can't talk about that. But I also think they did stuff in season.
Whoa, karate! Whoa! That's something that America just ripped off with their colored belts.
Great.
That's offensive.
Great.
Talk about that.
Great.
Winston, you can't say colored. You cannot say
colored.
Be careful.
What?
Whoa, Ben! I'm the one person other than RB3 that can say colored. Whoa.
I don't understand why you guys can say it, but we can't say it.
It's tilted violet. Tilted violet, not purple. We don't say purple.
No.
Excuse me. I had a maroon belt. How dare you?
Sorry. Please don't call me maroon. All right, let's hit the next one.
Dagan. Hey crew. Grace Randolph on Twitter is reporting Disney is unhappy with Mandalorian season 2 and delayed the trailer to be re-edited and is also demanding reshoots. They apparently have a big problem overall with season 2. Not good news if it's true. Thoughts?
I've heard the opposite. I'm not discrediting Grace's call. She might very well have good sources that say that it is. I've heard the opposite. I've heard they're very happy with it. I've heard that they're moving in a direction that they're thrilled with. They like what they've come up with, and they're waiting because they were going to do the NBA playoffs, but the NBA playoffs ratings haven't been great. So they're holding on it, and they actually do have a launch date of when they're coming out with it, and it's ready to go. So yeah, but again, it's a matter of which people are saying the right thing. So I could be hearing things that maybe they're, again, I don't know who her sources are, so I'm not going to say she's wrong. I've heard the opposite. Next.
Cool. Oh, and we have almost 1,000 people watching right now, guys, and not even 450 likes. Please like the video. Let's at least get to 500. It's only 54 more likes, so let's get it going. Review and play 23. I don't think people were criticizing Guy's character. It was mostly the trivia people were complaining about.
Well, I mean, either way, I mean, I'm not gonna. Yeah, but I'm not. That's the one thing that I'm not gonna hold. He had a tough game. That happens to anybody. Anybody has a tough game. So that to me is like, yeah, he's had a tough game.
I think the correlation that you were drawing, Kristian, was, I believe, on his show. He said that the character got in the way of the trivia for him, so that's why the things were. I don't want to misquote because I didn't hear it, but that's what I heard that was said.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, it's like we're still not far enough removed, not even a week removed from it, and I know from doing this for so long and how, like, and this is why I keep saying, like, people don't understand the mental wherewithal that goes through what the competitors put themselves through doing this, whether it's a performance, whether it's this high pressured games, and the same thing happens. A big win, you're super high, and a loss, you feel terrible, and you don't know if you want to do it again, and then you start to miss it, and you want to do it. There's periods that happen in between it, so I give people time to just kind of chill out. So yeah.
Cool.
All right, what's next?
JJ Winward. Hey guys, my friend and I went to see New Mutants last night, and we were the only people in the theater. Didn't have to touch a thing between the car and the theater seat. That was the best case scenario, and I loved the movie. Felt good to be home.
Which one was
liked it? It's good.
New Mutants.
Oh,
New Mutants.
Okay.
I've actually, even though it has 33% on Rotten Tomatoes, most of my friends who have seen it have said, like, not that bad.
It's good. It's good.
I don't know if I'm not supposed to say this now. Coy texted me last night, and he saw it, and he said he liked it. He said he enjoyed it.
Well, he saw that drive-in. It's public information.
Yeah, I just don't want to spend $30, because I would go to a drive-in. I just don't want to spend $30 to see New Mutants.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's probably going to be that it's gonna for sure be terrible, but I don't want to run the risk of spending $30 and the movie sucks. That's my
kind of how I feel.
That's exactly how I feel. I'm waiting to.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but if you want to have fun with it, though, you could always get like 4 or 5 friends, each put in $10 or whatever, and have some.
That's what I was gonna say. Is that Rox? After I'm done with this quarantine and shooting this thing, if you wanna go see New Mutants, I'll roll with you. If anybody.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. All right, streamlabs.com/the Schmodown, everybody. Look, if I'm hoping, because Paul had some stuff going down today that he wasn't expecting, so we're hoping we're still going to get him at 11:30. If we don't get him, then we'll have to probably postpone it, but we're hoping. So fingers crossed. And he's been he's been communicating with me back and forth, and I told him don't.
Kristian,
Yeah.
I'm asking you on air to put your back against the wall. If he comes on a different day, will you bring me on?
Unless I do something else, but I will say yes to that if it's unless I do
on this show. If it's on this show,
it's on this show, then yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Anus. Winston, 6 is only a sexy number when paired with the number 9.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Sexy
I mean,
number.
that is the only dinner for 2. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I am so obsessed with the sexy numbers.
Does anybody?
I'm just trying to work it out. RB3, I got you.
Nobody remembers that?
No, I don't remember.
I remember that.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
12. 12 wonderful pies. Whoa!
Right. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
What was the name of that show?
Contact is the reason.
Electric
Is
Company.
the season.
Is that Schoolhouse Rock?
No, it was Electric Company.
Roxy, that was asked as a schmobot earlier. What is the formula to these sexy numbers? People would like to know.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Save it. Don't.
I
don't
cannot
Yeah.
give that away.
Why not?
Well, you can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. All right, what's next?
No, those numbers are
Jake
sexy.
Yacovetta. Just want to give a major shout out to Danielle Ramirez for doing an amazing job on the Schmodown desk. Thank you so much for giving her a shot. Hopefully we get more of her soon. Call to action taking all this shit over.
Well, she was great, and some people. I mean, some people were and she's like, "Who was she? How come she got the shot? This and that." Because she was someone who I've been seeing a lot of on Call to Action, but I always try to look for new talent and new people to kind of come in and understand the maneuvering of the game and understand and have like a good knowledge of it in general. And I wanted to give someone new a chance, and she delivered. And for those people who didn't see, she was on the match between Liz Shannon Miller and Rachel Silvestrini, which aired. But Winston, you were managing that match. How great was Danny?
Oh, she was phenomenal. I mean, even the other thing is, like, it's not to say that other people aren't wonderful hosts throughout the community. Right. They are. I give Danny a lot of credit just because I've been on a lot of these shows. She's a phenomenal host, and she naturally slid right in. She did an incredible job. She had her own little quips and whatnot.
Her passion was there, and you can tell she knows the show very well. She knows the show very well. She knew how to maneuver, and she knew how. And she's new, but she knew how to kind of like maneuver the energy of like the game as you're playing it. And I thought that was pretty great.
Also, really nice. Not only was she great, but she was grateful. That was really freaking cool. I'm sure, Kristian, that sometimes you don't get that. So it was really nice. I mean, she tweeted. I know, Kristian, you and I spoke about it beforehand when we were trying to figure out who was going to call the match, and I had pitched her to you, and you were like, I already thought about it. This is what I'm going to do. So we were on the same page about it. But she was like tweeting out, thanking, and just was so happy.
By the way, and I know you. That's not why you were doing this, Roxy, and I know you. So you would have said, "I'm doing this." Roxy did because I was looking for that day because it was kind of a last minute thing where Ellis dropped out, and I was talking to Roxy, and I had thought about Danny, and she brought it up. I was like, you know what? I'm glad that you also brought that up because I want to give her a shot. And it was a great call because she was
really good.
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah, no, I was really, and honestly, I thought that she was very impressive, and I was like, this is cool. This is how you should book things because you're a massive fan of them and you put in the time and the effort and you're a great host, and then like you're grateful and humble about it. And she was so appreciative. It was great.
She never reached out once to ask if she could do it. She never did. She was just kind of sitting around, and I said, "Hey, you busy?" And she's like, "Why?" And I was like, "You want to call a match?" She's like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Absolutely." So like it was just one of those things.
It was great casting too, in the sense that like I mean, it became a ladies' night. If anything, I felt a little out of place because it was just me and you, but it was Kate and Grace and Rachel and Liz and Danny.
Your penis is offensive. Get it out of here, Winston. It's offending me.
Wait, Roxy, you can't say penis. You can't. People don't like that anymore. You got to say cock or balls. You can't say.
Your cock is offensive, Winston.
Oh my God! What guy to hear a woman say that? Your cock is offensive.
Roxy, I'm offended. My girlfriend loves it. I don't understand. Like that's very rude of you.
Yeah, she just tripped over it.
Wow.
Good Lord.
Nice compliment.
I made Winston speechless. You can't.
Is this?
What are you trying to say? Black guys can't have small penises? You can't say that.
I'm just dying because every time, like Kristian, for some reason, every time my cock and balls comes up, you always have a new way.
Your cock shows up, and 20 minutes later, your balls come after it.
That's what I'm saying. You always have a new way to describe how it's out here. Like, my God, did you hear? That's actually why Trump tripped down the stairs on the other side of the country.
I was going to write it down. I just got too.
What are the chances that Paul Walter Hauser is doing nothing? He's sitting at home. He's watching.
I'm not coming on this.
He's like,
yeah, he's like, I'm good.
What are they going to say about my cock and balls?
All right, so he just wrote me. He's got to reschedule. Sorry, guys, if you're tuning in. He wants to do. I'm sorry, we're gonna do a longer day, and he did ask though. He wants to make sure that we have some other people on the show with us. So we're gonna sorry for that. We're gonna reschedule it. We'll retitle the episode too. So
I'm gonna cry.
Don't worry, I'm gonna put you on the pre-tape. I'll put you on the pre-tape. For sure.
Poor Roxy. I feel like the only reason she agreed to even come in today, even though this is
Backen_farts donated $20. Just wanted to show my support to Winston's outfit today. I love it. Wakanda forever.
Yeah, we got to get a new thumbnail. How about that? Let's talk. You know what I actually do want to talk about? I put it in the notes there. Ben, can you bring up the tribute that
yeah, of course.
and talk about that?
Spike Lee did there was a lot of tributes to Chadwick Boseman. He affected so many lives, like whether it's through us fans or like through a lot of colleagues and coworkers. Spike Lee quote, Chadwick was there with us all the way. I never ever expected that anything was wrong. No one knew he was going through treatment, chemotherapy. He was a trooper. He never complained. He was there every single minute in the moment, and his performance is a testament to what he put into that role and all his roles.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr., it was just the way he walked on set and the immense success that had occurred, and rightfully so, with Black Panther. And he was just in that kind of stratus in his own, but always humble, always hardworking, always a smile on his face. Now looking back, all the more I realized what an incredibly graceful human being he was, end quote.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you hear about the guy. And the fact that when he was diagnosed with it in, 2016 or whatever it was, and he did all those movies, and he fought through it, through the chemo and everything, you just hear such wonderful things about the man and what he was able to do, and the strength that he showed. And it's just heartbreaking in general, to such a young life, such a promising career. And I haven't really had a chance to really speak about it on air, but it was devastating to hear, because it was one of those things where you look and you see the news and you go, well, no, that can't be. I just watched a movie with him. He looked fine, and you're like, life just creeps up on you, and the way that particular whole scenario happened, and how 4 years, it's really not that long, and you see what's happened since he was diagnosed until it just kind of overtook his body, and the cancer just. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking, but I think that what always lives on, and I hate to be so cliche to say, but when you see an impact that somebody has on other people, and I'm not just talking about famous people, I'm just talking about people in general, the way that they're spoken about by their peers and their loved ones, it shows you a lot, and it shows how he's going to be remembered. And I don't think the thing with him is that I don't think he's just going to be remembered for his amazing talent as an actor, because that's certainly how he busted out onto the scene, whether it was with Get On Up or Jackie Robinson, or those are when you saw him in those movies, you knew you were watching something special. That nobody's arguing that. I watched that thing that they put out with Jimmy Fallon a couple years ago when Black Panther came out.
Yeah,
it's been going around, and it was just, and it's a great bit. I'm sure a lot of people have seen it, but essentially, we know, and I've talked about this many times. I took RB3 with me when we saw Black Panther together at the premiere, and it certainly meant a lot to me when I was watching this movie. But I'm not gonna lie, I looked over many times at RB3 and saw this look in his eye that I was like, this means so much to him and other people in there. And RB3 said afterwards, it was just great to see someone who looks like me up there represented in not just a way of this is a black character. It was just superhero, but it just happened to be a story that represented so many people. And in this moment in the Jimmy Fallon clip, people similar to those moments that I just expressed with RB3 were coming up, and they would have them talk to this, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen this, but for those who haven't, looking into the poster of Black Panther, and Chadwick Boseman and Jimmy Fallon were behind there listening, and then he would walk out, and he just had these genuine moments, these people who were spilling their hearts to him and telling him what Black Panther and what he meant to them, and he just had these real moments in this. And I had an opportunity to speak with him in 2016 with Tiffany Smith, and he's just a very humble, I think Tiffany said it well, he had this quiet confidence about him when he walked into the room, and it's impactful, and it means a lot, and it meant a lot to these people who made the tributes here. Sorry, I just didn't have a chance to really talk about it at all. So.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
I feel like what you mentioned about RB3, and it's funny. I wonder if I was in the same room with you guys and I just didn't know you yet the whole time, because I also went to a screening early on. It's hard to describe a feeling of. The closest I can get to it, you know how there's some kids that are born either deaf or blind or whatever, and they do have a surgery that allows them to hear or see for the first time?
This is Nancy.
that's about as close as I can get to describe what it was like to watch Black Panther, and that like it's one of those things like in theory I know what it is, but like you grew up watching Superman and Batman, so like you had that. There's not a way to truly describe. I mean, I know there's Blade, but that's like different. If there's a different vibe to that. There was something about this that just it unlocked another part of my brain. Is the only way to really put it into words, and so. But Blade was great. And so was Spawn, but those are they're very different. Those are very, yeah. This is almost like watching even a Spider-Man. There's seriousness, but there's like a whimsy to it. You know what I'm saying? Versus like those are very dark movies that kids don't really watch those. You know what I mean? Like I did, but like. It's not the same.
Well, even in talking about like Blade and Spawn, like those are very specifically about like, for one, those are very like low budget, medium budget like kind of movies, and those are very specifically about like violence and like kind of real world grittiness. What was awesome about Black Panther was like you said, Winston, the whimsy, the like notion of like Wakanda and like this foreign society with technology, and instead of it being some low budget or medium budget action horror movie, it's actually a $200 million plus epic with the best cast in the world, the best CGI for the most part, and everything. So it and I think when you talk about Chadwick and like how we're gonna honor him, I think like you said, Kristian, the way people speak about him speak volumes. I think when his legacy is going to be tied to is going to be as legendary as the people he's played. Like I think he's going to live on in the same kind of conversations as like the James Browns and the Jackie Robinsons and the Thurgood Marshalls. I think in real life his legacy is going to amount to that over time.
I think you're right, because I think of what he was able to do. He made that role like Black Panther, because there were a lot of people that could have, and he certainly didn't do this, but that could have said, "Oh man, I don't know why people are seeing me as this comic book character. It's like what are they looking at? Like it's just a character I play. That's not who I am. I represent more than that." He never did that. He never did that once. He took that, like he would always say Wakanda forever. He would break into the accent at times. He would do. He knew how much it meant to people, and he used that to do better things in general with community and yeah.
I was just gonna say that's the one thing that I feel the most sad about. I never made fun of him with the weight loss at the end. Like, he could have been playing a role. You don't know if he's going through something, whatever. The thing that I made fun of that I now regret knowing about that he had been fighting this for years. You saw him at like the Avengers Infinity War red carpet, and someone caught a picture of him doing the Wakanda Forever, and he like looked sad. And I was like the jokes were like, "You mean Wakanda forever, ever? Like stuff like that, where like, oh, this is gonna be the role that defines me forever. I'm never gonna escape this type stuff. But it has a new light on it, because you look at it and you go, maybe what's really going through his mind is like, damn, like we're getting to Infinity War and Endgame. I may not be able to do this beyond that. Who knows? You know what I mean?
I'm sure, dude. I'm sure he knew. I'm sure he knew how long he had. I'm sure he knew, because colon cancer is no joke, man. It's no.
I don't know. I've thought a lot about that question. Well, he was diagnosed at stage 3.
Yeah.
So I think, and with colon cancer, it's not. You're right. It is no joke, but it's not one.
I don't mean right away, Rock. Sorry, I don't mean right away. I'm saying like towards the end, he probably within the last couple of months, he probably knew.
Oh yeah, I just meant at the point of the carpet that Winston's talking about.
Sure, yeah.
He probably was not, because I think he fought his ass off, and I think he probably fought thinking he really had a chance of surviving this.
Yes.
No, I feel like what it sounds like, because he apparently caught COVID earlier in the year, it sounds like that may have been something that was like the turning point, is that because that's what they're saying. It's not necessarily that COVID by itself is what's so lethal. It's that underlying conditions, and the fact that he had been fighting cancer that whole time and then caught it is what made this so bad for him. But
yeah. All right, let's try to transition out, and we'll go back to. I'm sure that this. I'm very curious to see what the first username is that we hit on the Streamlabs.com after our series.
My bong, yeah.
RB3 is the Schmobot back on? Because I'm seeing one that I know it didn't get read out, so I'll read it out. Not a big deal, but I just didn't know if it was back on.
It's been on. I haven't turned it off.
Garth Harkness McMurray. You should see the 2018 movie Action Point, a comedy made by Johnny Knoxville, who was inspired to make the film after seeing Matt Robertson's 2013 short documentary, The Most Insane Amusement Park Ever, about Action Park. Also, Roxy's hair looks amazing.
I have to see that little doc, and I have to also... I've never seen...
Kurt Russell donated $20.
Nice, Kurt.
Russell here. I heard from my friend Kevin Smith about this Schmodown show. I love movie trivia and would enjoy joining the league. Roxy could be my manager. Wait, Kristian, you haven't watched the thing. Oh, never mind. Fuck you.
Oh, sorry. So sorry.
So close.
So close. You know who does a great Kurt Russell is Jamie Costa.
He does a great everything.
Does a great everything. I'm sure he does a great Roxy Striar at this point.
Yeah, probably.
All right. What's so we do have the Schmobot. Schmobot is back on now.
It's on, yeah. Was there a period where it was off? I don't see anything.
I just that one came in like 20 minutes ago, and I know it didn't get read out. That's the only thing.
That is the Kurt Russell one.
Yeah, the Kurt Russell one. That was the one I was thinking of.
Okay.
All right.
Michael Red Dingus with a two-parter. Hey guys, just had my Fan League Star Wars Tourney Championship. I live in Lake County, just a few hours away from the LNU complex fire. The smoke here is horrible. It looks like a fog. My internet has been crap all week. When I played the championship match, my internet kept kicking me out of the StreamYard, and it sounded like a broken phone call. R2D2 when they spoke 70% of the time. I wasn't kicked out. Despite all that, it came down to my last five-pointer that I missed and lost. Oh, he's got another one. Would you all have refused to play or tried to push through and let them decide like I tried to? I feel like I could have just pulled the 5 if I wasn't trying to hurry and answer before I got kicked from the StreamYards. And how about Jericho's performance? Surprised me.
Jericho was great. Jericho was
He's
just
amazing.
He was so good. It was the match in general was just really, really good the way that they both played, and they both. I mean, I guarantee you, and it's not just because of who they are. That match is getting nominated for Match of the Year.
I think it should win, and I'm not saying that because I'm the manager. I really think it was the Match of the Year. I think because we have two massive names, but also because we go to sudden. Okay, can I speak about it?
Well, you don't think? I mean, it's public, but you don't think that? I mean. I still my vote still goes to Bateman Merle because that also went to sudden death.
I was there and it was amazing.
Yeah,
that was amazing. But this one to me, and that one had more stakes. This one was a more fun match to watch.
I guess it depends on what you describe as Match of the Year. Is it purely from the fun you had? Is it from the thrills and chills?
Andres de Milanta too. I'd probably put up there.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Andres versus Laura Kelly was a great one. Versus Demolanta was good.
Demolanta versus Shaw
was a good one.
The perfect game until
the only question is donated $20. I want to make up for the down talk, so how about we just talk about our favorite movie or Schmodown? Mine was definitely Kevin Smith and Kai's Jericho.
Well, there you go. Well, that's good time.
Gosh, you can't say Chris?
Yeah, and that was bacon farts, by the way, not bacon farts.
You gotta be able to pronounce people's names right. I mean, people don't like that. People don't like when you just try to say Backen instead of bacon. That's not right. It's not right. The people who are named Backen are really going to be upset because you have Backen farts in there. It's not the right way to do it.
Does turkey bacon have pork in it?
No, it's turkey.
No, it's turkey, bro.
But why they call it bacon?
That's a Roxy question.
Well, the same way that vegetarians be
fuck off,
like,
Kristian.
It's a veggie.
I missed that. I was listening to Winston. What happened?
Same. I missed the joke.
I will say this though. This is really funny. I put out the picture. Speaking of Merle versus Bateman, I just put out the picture of Merle versus Bateman too. So Ben puts it out and he tags the wrong Dan in it, right? So Dan Casey, who was tweeted in it,
oh my god,
writes back and goes, "You tagged the wrong Dan." So now I'm Merle. Now I'm Team Dan Merle. I just retweeted that. It's really good. Everybody retweet Dan Casey's tweet. But sorry, Roxy, you were saying something wrong?
I think I was just telling you to fuck off.
That's what I thought. That's what I misunderstood. Sorry. saying something else.
I was gonna say probably my top 3 outside of a bunch of swag matches would be both Ethan Irwin matches, the one against and Merle.
Yeah.
Crazy. And then honestly,
corruption versus founding fathers.
That was going to be my last one. That match was crazy too.
Yeah, or even the Battle of Corruption, Chance Ellison versus Mike Onowski.
Yeah. There's some. I mean,
Stacey Howard and Zipper.
I know, dude. This year, it's so funny because even though we went digital, this has been the hardest year. Like last year, you could say, okay, these are the 10 matches that will definitely be nominated, and there's really probably not. There's going to be a lot of matches that are like, oh shit, they're going to be left out. It's been some of the most competitive matches we've ever seen this year. It's been insane. It's been really insane, and a lot of people are asking kind of why that is. I also think, besides the fact that, people being comfortable answering behind their computers, I also think that the reason is that, and this is going to change next season, we're only taping twice a month when we were doing it before at Collider. We would tape twice a month. We're going to change that. Once we get our studio, we're going to go back to taping once or twice, or even 3 times a week in the new studio, and bring, instead of doing the 7-8 matches per day, we'll do like 2 matches a day and something like that, and to keep the excitement. Nice. It's just to keep the excitement back, and it's that way because you're more locked in. All of you guys, especially, and the managers have to be given a lot of credit for how locked in. Like Roxy and I were on the phone yesterday for 45 minutes, hour talking about Schmodown stuff and things, and I've talked to Winston about it and Kate, and like the manager's involvement is another reason why we've seen so much. I think that levels up intensity for sure. Yeah.
Oh fuck! That just reminded me. I gotta make a quiz for tonight.
Don't say anything. Don't say for who. Don't say for who.
You're so funny with some of these. You're like, oh fuck, I gotta check into jury duty.
Oh fuck! I was supposed to. No, I'm serious. I was supposed to check. Oh shit.
Dude,
I
gotta get toothpaste.
I've checked in 2 days in a row now. It's a.
When I got my notice when all this was going down, and I said they're not expecting anybody to go in there. I said, yeah, hit me up in December. We'll see where we're at. And I'm going back to December. I pushed it all the way back to December. So I'll see you then.
Rolling the dice.
Kristian, have you seen Roka's Trump impression? Or
I did. Well, I was on it for the other day, and then it got better. Yesterday it was really good when I saw when it was Elmo and him together.
I am sure the next time we're on a show together, someone is going to request.
I'm sure. We should charge $100.
Yeah. In typical Trump fashion.
Exactly. You want to say you got to pay big bucks.
Oh my God! I gotta say one thing, y'all. I've been rewatching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and I got to the end of season 4 of Fresh Prince, and I've always kind of joked, like I've been joking around, like Fresh Prince has low key been like a kind of funny show, like in terms of how they represent politics or whatever. Donald Trump literally makes a cameo at the end of season 4. Of Fresh Prince. I totally forgot about that.
I don't remember that.
Forgot about that? Oh no, because that's the same episode. Isn't that the episode where everybody is like rolling in the house and shit?
Yeah.
Like there's a bunch of cameos in that episode.
Yeah, but it's just funny because he's like trying to buy their house.
What year is that?
Like 94, I think 93, something like that. So yeah, but it's a fun episode. I mean, if y'all want to,
check it out.
Yeah, check it out.
All right, let's see. We got about 13 minutes left, so let's get through these questions, Ben.
All right, Pac-Man Dwain. Hey guys, I totally agree with you, Kristian. I took Taekwondo for 11 years, and the stuff they learned in Cobra Kai took me 7 years to master.
Right. Yeah, that was the only thing. I love both seasons. 1 and 2 are incredible. That was my only gripe with season 2. Is just like they just like Miguel picks it up quick in the first season, but I'm telling you, by the second season, they're like it looks like they got this like a cheat code in a video game.
It's like all the little Jason Bournes out there.
Yes, yeah, it does. It seems like they would be able to hang with Bourne.
I know Kung Fu.
To answer your question, Roxy, yes, I am a 2nd degree black belt. I used to teach it when I was in high school.
Nice. Wow. All right. Reminder here, guys. Streamlabs, if you can. Streamlabs.com/the Schmodown. trying to get some, making sure that everybody here is able to keep on coming back.
Winston and I wanna keep our jobs. We really don't wanna become slobs. Yeah.
How do you mute that?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yes.
Roxy's an angel.
Next.
She picks all the sex and numbers. You let Roxy do what Roxy wants.
You ripping off my characters now?
You're goddamn right. I'll do whatever the fuck I want. Call that Professor Crow. Well, I'm Dr. Blackbird. All right, Dr. Blackbird in this bitch.
This is some bullshit because if you do Crow, people just go, "Oh, it wasn't doing Crow." I do Obama, and I'm off the air.
Yeah.
Hey man, them's the breaks, bitch. Also, I'm actually Texan. Fuck you.
All right, what's next?
PLD. Andrew Guy does anything he can for the good of the league. His character work is one of the more unique aspects of the league. Also, much love to my work wife, Danny.
Yeah, I mean, look, I agree. Like, there's so much. I think that Andrew upped the character for sure. There's no doubt about it. So he's always bringing new things to the character, and I'm sure he'll continue to do so.
Well, like I said yesterday, if he would have done the character work and won, he would have been seen as a genius.
And that's what he said, and he said that on his show in the show too. My only thing was that it's hard for me, because like I said, I'm usually always on the same page with Andrew. That was the only time.
Jared_AM_Lee donated $20.
Thank you.
Smith v. Jericho was what I loved about Schmodown. Energy, tactics, expander, knowledge, fun. Regardless of who they were, I can see it as Motai. All it was missing was the tension I love. Howard v. Zip, Christian v. Thad Bonnie pulling an answer.
How does that beat? What was the end
I
there?
feel like I heard 50% of that.
Yeah.
I'll refresh it real quick and I'll read it.
Something else on it.
If you can. So, but anyway, yeah. So, like, that was the only time that Andrew and I were on opposite pages because, like I said, I thought from the conversation we had right before the match that that he was gonna do a particular thing because when I presented it to him, he's like, "Yeah, definitely, I'll go down that route." It wasn't like, "No, I was thinking about doing this instead." It was, okay, we'll go subtle, hints, and then end the win or lose, end with something big. But we started big, so I was just thrown off. So did it affect his trivia? I don't know. He was very method with it. Maybe it did. Maybe he got himself in trouble. I mean, yeah, you got to ask him on that. I wasn't answering the question. So as far as the other side of it being, I wasn't prepared for that because that's not the character that we discussed. All right, what's next?
I lost my spot. 1 second. Pac-Man Dwain, PLD. Oh, Michael Red Dingus. Oh, yeah. To add to my last Streamlab, I also had vehicles, weapons, and tech for my wheel round. And a 3-point mixed bag and 5 ended up only missed like 4 questions in a 5-rounder. Nice. Think I get a rematch. The Schmominati sabotaged me. R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman.
Well, there you go. And good.
But yeah, internet stuff can definitely like throw your game off for sure.
Especially now you got the tools now, so that's great. Yeah.
Michael Rhett, again, I wish I could speak to what Chadwick Boseman meant to the African American community because I'm white, but from my perspective, he was a great man, an icon, a cultural milestone, amazing time in history I was proud to be able to witness.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Alan Smithy. Yo, Roxy, give us some hype for your boy Jeff Snyder's match today. Will the Snyder kill it today or what? I love that dude and his brutal honesty about what movies rule and what movies suck. Has he been studying? Hope so. Go Rockstars.
That's a Roxy question.
I mean, honestly, Jeff always talks about not studying, but Jeff's job is to study for the Schmodown. Like, Jeff essentially gets paid to study for the Schmodown. He watches more movies than I think honestly anybody in the league does. He watches so many effing movies, and he's dialed in as fuck right now. Like, he just wants this. If I had to put money on it, I think that Snyder takes the entire tournament.
Wow. Well, he's going up against Robert Montano today from Late to the Party, so make sure
Robert's good.
Really
Robert's very good, and we're not underestimating him. But
good. And then tomorrow is Barbarian and Whitney Seibold. And then on Friday's Video Drew making her return against Mark Riley, who's coming off of a tough loss. So this is going to be good.
Swag at number one.
Right now, yeah, you guys retook. So the standings. By the way, If you're not following the, there's an account that I tweeted out this morning that I actually follow too. It's very helpful. It's the Schmodown team standings, and it's just at MTS standings, and it lists every time someone wins or loses. So right now the updated points. If you didn't watch yesterday's match between Liz Shannon Miller and Rachel Silvestrini, I would drop out because I'm going to give a spoiler here. But these are the standings at the moment. In the basement, or in better terms, the shitter, usual suspects are in last place with 9 points. Burning Droogs with 12 points. The Rock Stars with 15. The Dungeon, 17. The Den, 20 points. Excuse me. The Quirky Mercs making a big run at 22. Finstock Exchange with 35. Corruption, 38, and in first place, Swag with 39 points. So that's how it's running right now, and it is still going.
_farts donated $20. Forgive my name. I was given horrible gas by vegan, not too bad tasting, just bad gas.
Oh, okay.
Bad gas.
Oh, bad gas.
You're forgiven.
All right. Was there anything else that we were supposed to talk about there, or was it? Was that it?
I think it was it. Big match today with Jeff and Robert. Make sure you guys check it out. What time is that? 2:30?
2 p.m. 2 p.m.
Or 3?
No, it's 2. Right? 2.
Oh, so backstage is short.
Oh, no, you're right. You're right, because the backstage day. You're absolutely right. 3. It is today. I keep forgetting because normally we do when the matches are coming back on Thursdays, just Thursdays and Fridays. It's at 2 p.m. But Ben's right, because of backstage today. It's at 3 p.m. Backstage will be from 12:30 to 2:30, and then the match will air at 3 o'clock. Thank you, Ben. All right, next.
Spike Spiegel. The kids in Cobra Kai level up too fast, but it didn't bug me because karate in the film has always been depicted as an unrealistically powerful. Miyagi was too old and small to be unstoppable, and Daniel won a death match with chosen months after he met Miyagi.
Don't talk about Miyagi like that.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that. Skip right over the guy question like it was never asked.
Ageism.
Please talk about that.
Ooh,
Hell,
guy question.
I don't know. We just talked about it for a while. Were you taking a shit while we were talking about it? I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
It said skip right over that question. We answered it.
I don't know.
Yeah. What's going on?
Someone in the chat room said you skipped right over the guy question like it was never asked. And I said we just talked about it for like 20 minutes. You're taking a dump in the middle of when we
I talked about it twice too. It was kind of wild.
Weird. All right, next.
Why'd you skip that though, Christian?
Yeah.
George.
What are you trying to hide?
Release your emails. George, last Schmodown match was great. Only criticism is Christian seemed very rushed throughout. Danny is great, but Mark brings a calm that helps balance Christian when he's at that high pace. Much love, all.
I'm just gonna quit the show. I'll just quit the show.
I mean, you were at a pace. Do you remember that day? Because I had that emergency where I had to get over to my girlfriend's place, and I had to do it on my phone and shit, and I was in and out of the match the whole fucking time.
People don't understand what's going on. It's fine.
Also, in the most unfair comparison of all time, Mark's been your partner for 2 decades.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay. Next.
Yeah. Over on Super Chat, Jaiman John. Pick a favorite. Little Big Man.
John Madden donated $20. Having more wins will get you more points for your faction. However, losing will definitely not help your cause.
Oh, I've got to write that down.
A bold prediction for Rox's next match. She will say the other team's round 3 numbers sucked out and that they're the worst numbers.
They are.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you, John Man.
That's a bold statement.
Almost
Kyle.
guarantee
See how it
that.
works
The
out.
numbers fucking suck.
You're right. And to Roxy will be very excited to hear that nothing's changing as far as that goes. You win matches, you get more matches. You lose matches, you don't play that much. Fuck off.
So I hear. So I know firsthand.
Next.
Okay, pick a favorite. Little Big Man versus Running Man versus Wicker Man versus Demolition Man versus Family Man versus Cinderella Man versus Weatherman versus the Inside Man.
Too many men. I'm offended. Where are the women? You could have put a Wonder Woman. You could have put a Captain Marvel woman. You could have put a Black Widow woman. You could have.
That's not the point of the question.
Wicker Man and Cinderella Man.
Running Man.
Inside Man. Spike Lee.
Inside Man.
Running
Inside
Man.
Me.
Running Man, Cinderella Man, and then what was the other one?
Family Man, Weatherman,
Oh, a Family Man. Family Man was actually.
I like Family Man.
It's a good movie.
Y'all, True Man Show.
The Truman Show. All right, that's good. I like that. I like what you did there. That's a good one too. All right, what's
surprised
next?
Iron Man wasn't on there, honestly. And there was another super chat just came in. Yeah. Scotty doesn't know. Kristian should do a watch along for Class Action Park. I watched it this weekend. Would love to hear stories about your experiences with the rides.
Oh man, I'm telling you, like I used to go all the time. I used to go all the time. I remember the last time I went with my friend Patrick and these two girls who were.
Winston your thoughts donated $20. Where the white women at?
Probably in the background of his video.
Oh man, Winston.
I hate you, Kristian.
Not a hard question. Just gotta wait. All right, let's go to the next one. That it? How many got left?
Nope, George. Nope. I read that one. Pac-Man Dwain. I said to answer your question, Roxy, because usually when someone says some personal stuff, you have questions after it. So I just figured I'd answer before you asked.
So fair. It hurts. What are you doing on Monday, guys?
This.
Review and play 23. David Del Rio will be a good get for next year's draft. Driving the future player of the year till the end. Cobra Kai makes it clear how much time has passed in season 1. I'm not sure how much time has passed in season 2.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. But still.
David Del Rio's sick.
Yeah, I know. It's Roxy. You're gonna have Roxy. I still think the managers that are gonna have the toughest right now are going to be Winston.
The toughest what?
Keeping the 3 players from now until next season. It's gonna be Winston and Shannon. It's gonna be the toughest for them.
Finstock gonna have a tough time keeping any players because I feel like everybody's.
Literally the worst manager ever.
It's a disaster over there right now because the question is he still doesn't know who he's going to put into the tournament. Whoever he leaves out is probably going to feel slighted.
Yeah, no shit.
Hey, y'all don't doubt out Gucci because remember he likes to evolutionize. What did he say the other day?
Winston Side Piece donated $20. There's the white woman over here, Winston.
Winston side piece.
That's Winston's side piece.
There's a white woman over here. Is that one?
I don't know.
Is it me?
All right, before this gets let's finish up these questions.
Hey, nah, Winston got a little too excited.
Yeah,
Shut your ass up.
Garrett.
Shut your bitch ass
Don't
up.
play with his emotions like that.
That's disrespectful.
Next. Review and play, right?
No, we just did that one. Garrett Amley, the Schmobot sucks at punctuation and jokes.
Fact.
That's a fact.
Is that everything?
I'll check Super Chat one more time, but I believe so. Yep.
Whoa.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we did it. Listen, Paul had written me, and he's not able to. But he's not only is he gonna come back. Instead of doing a half an hour, we're gonna get a full hour with him next time.
Hey.
So,
Do you think that's real?
oh yeah. He's been writing me since before before he was even going to come on. He was apologizing for not being able to make it on. He's not. He doesn't seem anywhere close to being like not wanting to do it. He just seems like he wasn't able to today. He's doing. I don't want to. He's got something going on. Whatever it is. So we'll get him back on. We'll book that for sure. And then, like I said, we're going to be announcing. Hopefully this week, we got a bunch of new shows, new programs coming, and I hope to be able to announce those this week. But we're pretty excited about them. You're going to be excited about them too. Going to give you the list of the full-on breakdown of the entire network and everything that we got going on here. So, and one last thing: there's only the corruption design. I don't know if you have those still in the system, but the corruption versus the Finstock exchange design by Attack Peter. It's only going to be available for a couple more days, then it's gone. And we're so excited to have these exclusive designs by Attack Peter. You can get them at the store. Go to skybound.com, go to the merch, go to the store, check out both the soundtracks that we have on there. If you want to find the Attack Peter design, it's under the MTS Championship match. So much that we have. So make sure you go and you check that out.
Where our shirts at, bro? Like, ain't got no drip, ain't got no upset city, ain't got like what the fuck, man.
That out of all the people to know when that question should be asked and not asked. It should be you. All right, so we'll see you guys. We will see you guys tomorrow, and it's going to be a good one. So I'm going to reach out to Paul and try to book him for another time, hopefully this week. So, all right, guys, we'll talk to you soon. Thank you to Roxy Striar, RB3, Ben Goddard, Brett Sheridan, and anyone else. Winston A Marshall. All right, everybody. So make sure you watch today. Jeff Snyder versus Robert Montano. Check it out. Check out all the Schmodown matches we got going on. If you missed any of them, catch up with the tournament. If you don't, it means you hate us. All right, we'll see you next time.